Beautiful visionary. As you know, there are many paths to get to the same location, to get to the same destination. Now, what if we focused on having a really incredible journey as we arrive to the destination? And I think this is what many entrepreneurs often miss because they may know how to get to a specific income, they don't realize they're creating this income and it's maybe creating like physical discomfort or emotional breakdown. Like there's something about the journey and the path that they've created that isn't quite in alignment with their soul or quite in alignment with their spirit. So I'm Samantha Blossom. I'm your opulence oracle. I've seen some pretty cool miracles in my life. I've seen clients transition from $1 million year to $3 million years. I had this wild client that went from a $10 million year to a $10 million month. I saw hypnotherapists go from charging $100 sessions to reaching charging $500,000 a month for her work. Obviously not for a single client. But as I've observed this, it's always these tiny little tweaks, very small little adjustments over time. And it's these small little self-love, self-honoring pieces as they keep turning on the self-love, keep turning on whoa, I'm going to take time to take care of myself. Whoa, I'm going to give myself space to spend more time with my family. I'm going to be more loving to my family. I'm going to be kinder to my family. There's something about the pure essence of creating really good energy. So they may have already built a system. It's already working amazing. And then we go in and we fine tune, we tweak it, we make it more loving, more vibrational, more awesome. And one day we're just whoa, it's better than we can imagine. So there are many journeys to get to the same destination. So today we're going to talk about the dreamer and the dream space. So you're the dreamer, I'm the dreamer, and the dream space it's the environment that you incubate the dream in, but it's also the people that you talk about that dream with. And so I'm going to also be talking about the Blossom Keys Mastermind, so that this beautiful sisterhood, we get to incubate your dreams, love on your dreams, water them, watch them grow, fertilize them, infuse light, infuse love, infuse energy into them. And so there are so many journeys that we can pick. What if we took 6 months, 12 months, what if we took some time together and really started to craft and cultivate what is the dreamiest journey that you can design, you can create for yourself, for your clients, still receive that incredible income, but you felt amazing every step of the way. Can you imagine waking up and just feeling I feel so good when I wake up. I feel energized. I'm clear. I know exactly what I want to do. I have my vacations for the year planned out. What does it feel like to say, hey, you're not working for something. You're not working to kind of get something anymore. Instead, every day you wake up, you're oh my gosh, you're the artist. You're the architect of your reality. What does that feel like? Whoa, I'm going to work out. I'm going to eat really well. I'm going to have fun conversations with my friends. I'm going to build community. I'm going to have bursting happy energy. And over time, what begins to happen as a collective society, is we start to question ourselves, what are the actual very valuable actions to take, right? What are the actual valuable actions to take? And what is it that each one of us actually, what's a genuine action for each one of us, right? And even as I'm saying this, what's great is some of you are going to super resonate with this content, be oh my gosh, Samantha, this is totally for me. I'm so happy I finally found you. This is amazing. And there's going to be other people that watch this content. They're this is not landing. What is she talking about? And I think that's what's so beautiful about life, is that you know what resonates with you. I know what resonates with me. And we each know what our calling is, right? And so, but here I am coming at you with a reminder that maybe there is a soul genius innovation, something inside of you that you've been like, I want to share this, I want to express this, and I'm not sharing it, and it's breaking down your body, and it's like, you're not happy not expressing or not sharing or not doing something, right? So that's where we get to have this conversation. So here I am, I'm 42. I have taken this beautiful body through lots of journeys. There was a point where I had acne all over my face, my chest, my back. I had like chronic headaches, chronic stomach aches. Like, it was like not great, And I think it was because I was taking all these actions to try to achieve and try to prove and try to like essentially like mold myself to match some external goal, right? So all of that starts to create masks in your body, and there's no flow. There's no just like, oh yeah, this is who that person is. Let their soul radiate and glow. And now I'm at this point where, you'll hear me clear my throat a lot, but that's because there's like still bravery coming through as I'm like expressing and like speaking truth. But on a body level, I feel amazing. I feel incredible, and I feel very vibrant. My head always feels really good, clear. My tummy feels amazing. Like, I'm pretty energized all throughout the day. So it's like a very drastic difference of how I've been able to like fine tune and really feel into like, what's a genuine action? Is that something I actually want to do? Right? Is that really aligned with my soul? Like, is this journey really aligned? And I've worked with so many coaches, so I've gotten to fine tune like, wait, does this sales like actually feel like soul aligned to me, or does it feel like I'm like pulling at something or like convincing something, right? And so it's like I've gotten to evolve and fine tune over the years and realize like, oh wait, I think I did that because I was taught to do it, but did that really feel aligned for me or right for me? And I think we always learn through these experiences, right? It's like we get taught something and we do it that way, where it's like your parents teach you, your mom teaches you like, hey, make this recipe like this, and you're like always making that recipe like that, and then you're like, hey, I don't even like this ingredient, or like this doesn't even taste good, like why am I still using that same recipe? And you're like, wait, I could just like take this one ingredient out, put this in, make it taste better. So that's really, this permission slip of like, okay, if you're the dreamer of your reality, and your reality is essentially your own hallucination, and you also get to choose like the journey and the dream space and all these things, like what are you gonna choose, And that is interesting, but it's like, that's actually pretty scary for certain people. The freedom to choose. I'm going to wake up, no one's going to tell me what to do. I have to decide. I get to decide. And that actually has taken years for me to be like, oh yeah, I'm allowed to have this level of freedom. Like, I can wake up and just say, hey, I'm going to do this. Hey, I feel like eating this. Yes, I'm going to write this content. Yes, I'm going to film this. And you'd be surprised like how, if you grew up in, like I had 12 years of Catholic school. So I had a lot of like specific training of like, okay, this is like grammar, and this is how you get an A, and like this is how you push yourself. It was like, there's a lot of that happening for me. So it's taken some time to be like, okay, I'm not going to force myself to wake up at 5:30 or 6 a.m. I'm not going to put my body in this like overdrive. I'm going to like sleep. I usually sleep till like 7:30, and then if I'm really inspired, I'll wake up at like 6:30, but that's because I'm like, oh, I'm so excited about this thing I want to create. I'm going to wake up early and film and do all these things, but there's something inside of me that is like let's go, right? And then other days I naturally just wake up at 7:30. I take my dogs out, I do my journaling, I think about what's the most incredible day I could have, like what are the conversations, who are the people I get to connect with. And this is all you choosing to be the dreamer, and you getting a little bit more intentional about what that dream space is. Like, who are the people you're surrounding yourself with? What are the conversations, right? I remember when I first started, even with my very first coach, I was like, I want to create this online course. He was like, who do you think you are, Marie Forleo? he was like, yeah, an online course is only going to make money if you were like Marie Forleo and you already had millions of followers or whatever. And I was like, wow, way to crush a dream, right? I still flew to Bali. I still wrote the course, and it was like, okay, I didn't make like millions on it, but I did make like 30K like the first few pitches, and it was like, okay, like I could make money with it, but it was like I had to battle that belief from even like my own coach, like what, right? So you really want to get selective. Like, who are the people you're dreaming with? Are they saying, yeah, you can do this, you have permission to do this? I'm going to tell you that there are 100 different ways to build your business. There's no right or wrong way. There's so many different ways, and it's really about like you trusting yourself in the journey and you trusting yourself in the process, and it will happen and it will work, right? But when the belief is in opposition, when you're saying, wait, I built it like this, did I do it wrong? Like, is that not right? Like, when you start to second guess that, that's what breaks down the electrical current. So, because notice it's an electrical current, right? It's like, okay, I'm saying I can create this. And then you either are like fully believing it, and then the mirror of the universe is like, yeah, yes you can. I knew you could, right? It either does that, or you're like, I think I can do this. And then you're around people that are like, that's not gonna work. Like, why are you doing that? That's silly, right? And then there's not enough energy for the mirror of the universe to say, yeah, here. So the energy, the conversations, the people, what types of energy they cultivate within you is really, really important and really valuable, because they will either cause you to rise or they will not bring enough energy, and there will be this like collapse, like shrinking sensation or shrinking feeling, right? So what does that really feel like for you to let yourself, like, you have a vision, you have a dream, you want to build some kind of program, you want to coach, you want to, you want to transition your business, or you want to take your current coaching practice and you want to grow it to something else, or you want to take your current business and you're like, wait, I want to restructure this current business. I want to magnetize like employees and people that were like really light me up. I want to bring in like new types of clients that reflect a different version of you. Maybe you've evolved, So all of those things have to do with how are you fueling the dreamer, which is you? And then how are you cultivating that dream space? Like, how does your environment feel? Who are the reflections in that environment? Are the people really loving? Are they reflecting and saying, yeah, this dream, it's going to happen. I see it happening for you. Absolutely. Let's go. I'm so excited. I'm all in, right? When you're surrounded by people who genuinely have this like heart open space, they love you, they adore you, they treasure you, they want to see you win, something so remarkable happens. There is a fire that bursts from you that says, let's make magic. And when there's that consistent momentum of that like fire and that magic, and everyone's like stoking the fire and they're all saying yes, right? The actions that you take are so much more powerful. You become stronger. You begin to say, I didn't think I could do this. I had no idea how I was going to do this, and now I'm doing it. And that's the beauty of it. That's really, so why is it that one person has one reality and this other person has another reality? The one person that has the reality that you're like, whoa, her reality is so amazing. She's surrounded by people that are like, yeah, you can have this reality. It's going to happen for you. Yes, you're allowed to do this. Yeah, you have permission to do this. Like, let's see it happen. Like, let's create this together, right? There's something so strong about it. Now, when we look at this like universal principle, there is a feminine energy. There's a feminine quality of an energy that you may call Shakti. But when you have this like divine energy flowing to you, flowing through you, you become this treasure. And when you become this treasure, there's this like spark, there's this life force, there's something that's like, oh my gosh, there's something like so special and unique and fiery and yummy about this person. And because you have that devotional energy inside of you, you have that devotional energy, the external universe, the masculine of the universe will say, I want to show up for her. I'm compelled to rise up. I'm compelled to bring her the clients. I'm compelled to bring her the vacation. I'm compelled to mirror external reality into the thing that she wants. And all of that is you having this very beautiful devotional practice inside that says, yeah, like yes. Yes, you hear the divine mission. Yes, you hear that calling. Yes, you're going to choose to take action around it over and over again. And then you're molding and you're shaping reality. It's kind of like playing with clay. You know, as you're playing with clay, you're saying like, okay, I'm going to like play with the clay of this body. I'm going to like mold this body into this thing. And I'm playing with the clay of reality. Like, I'm going to design my space to look like this. I'm going to have my clothes look like this and this. Like, you are essentially molding and playing with reality, right? So I'm sure if you're in the coaching space and you're in the online space, you're going to hear people say like, oh yeah, funnels don't work. Or like, oh my gosh, funnels are like the best thing. Or someone's like, oh, high-end coaching is like not great. Or like, oh my gosh, high-end coaching is the only way. It's because we are all here to create something different. We're all here to create something unique. And you get to pick and choose. And you get to say, yeah, that looks really fun. Let me create that. And you can play with it and be like, I thought that was fun. That wasn't fun. Or you can play with it and be like, yeah, that was really fun. And I want to keep going with that, right? You have complete permission. And someone might look at what you built or created and been like, that's not okay. That's bad. And it's not good or bad. It's just what's going on in the rules of their life, right? So I'm just thinking about like, I have this incredible friend that's like so awesome with like taking YouTube channels, like, you know, and if he was to watch this, he would be like, Samantha, record this again. Like, take this, make it shorter, and this. And I could do that. Or I could just do this. Is it going to work maybe like as strategically, as effectively as the way he would coach me? Potentially not. But I'm a free soul. I can create it like this. And if this is what feels good for me, and if this is what I actually want to create, from my perspective of reality, like this is more valuable. So I would treasure this, and this would be more valuable to me. It would be more valuable to me to say, I'm just going to flow and bring a transmission through. Versus me saying, I'm going to read off a script. I want everything to be perfect. I'm going to take the most important pieces and like put it in the front, and like, I could do that, right? I could take the time to do that. Maybe at some point that will be really fun for me, and I will do that potentially. But right now, where I'm at, this is really fun for me. Right now, where I'm at is, oh my gosh, like I'm starting my YouTube channel again. I'm going to do this again, right? And what's beautiful about this is I have been creating content for so long, probably since 2018. Maybe even sooner. There was a moment when, even before there were so many coaches that were writing content, I was writing on Facebook every single day. And I wrote on it every single day because I could see I was literally shifting and changing reality. Like, as I was writing my posts, I had 3 people that year that told me I didn't commit suicide this year because I read your Facebook post. So I knew that my writing was incredibly powerful and incredibly valuable. And at some point, you know, it's kind of like it's a craft, and you curate it and you get better at it and you strengthen it. But no matter where you're at in your creative, like writing and your creative whatever, it's like, it's so normal to have, oh yeah, I feel like creating, and now like something stopped, you know. And I want you to see that that's reality for me. Like, the reality of it is, there are some moments when I'm like super powerful, so consistent. And there's other times when I'm like, okay, I'm like not that consistent, but I'm still showing up and I'm still doing my best, right? I'm not a robot. I'm like an actual human being. I'm an actual human being. I sign super high end level clients, and there have been times when I was like sick for 2 weeks where I'm like, hey guys, I'm completely out. I'm gonna be on my one-on-one calls, but I can't do anything else. Like, this is it. You know, and for me to be like, yeah, like that's the humanity of it. I'm gonna like show up like that, right? I think that's really important. I think that's really valuable because otherwise, who are we? Are we like AI? Are we like robots? Are we like these like perfectionist robots that are coming out and be like, yeah, I'm this coach, and because I'm perfect, that's why you should follow me? Like, maybe maybe one day I'm gonna be like, that's me. But most likely not. Most likely not. So, and then what's so great is as I'm speaking about these things, and as these little moments where I'm like, oh, I'm just being funny, or I'm like, you know, sharing my humanity, and if that turns you off, then it's like, amazing, maybe I'm not the best coach for you. And then you'll know, right? Because I'm not going to hide those things during my coaching. Even during my coaching, I'm going to be like, look at this funny human thing that I just did. Haha. Wow, I wrote this post, you guys. I got 0 likes and no sales on this. That's crazy. You know, if that happens, like, I would just say that happened, right? And so that's the journey. But, you know, for me, I'm like, that's beautiful that I can create sisterhood, I can create a mastermind, I can create amazing people that come together, and we can have these very beautiful, real conversations. Say, hey, like this thing, I made this reel, it had 30,000 views, it was awesome, it was amazing. Oh my gosh, like I did marketing like this. I took this one program, I charged $1,000, I was able to make 30,000 a month. I created a funnel, and this worked. Oh my gosh, I created this freebie, totally flopped. Nobody came, like, whoa, crazy, you know? And to be like, it's all amazing. It's all part of the journey. So what if someone created a freebie, nobody came, it didn't work, but because they created that freebie, they're like, oh, you know what? Because I created that freebie, it actually sparked me to create this other thing. And that is the creative process, right? It's not always exactly the way you think you want it to be, but that thing will spark something else. So for instance, I had a designer, he's amazing. Maybe not like my long-term designer, but he designed this one piece, and I loved it so much that I built the rest of my branding around it. But it was like, that was the end of our journey. It was like, I just needed to work with this person long enough to have this one piece cultivated, that then I could meet my new designer and then redesign everything from that one piece. So there's never any mistakes along the journey, right? We think there are mistakes. We're like, oh, that was so slow. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, like, you know, like we think these things, but that's never the reality of it. The reality of it is we're building, right? And like I said, it's like, it's a journey. Which journey do you want? What is the most beautiful journey for you? So inside of the mastermind, we're going to take some really beautiful time to love on you as the dreamer. One of the most powerful things that I think that, you know, that my coaches offered me, that I offer to my coach, is a level of deep, deep intimacy. When someone can see you and they can hear you and they can feel you on the deepest level, they're like tiny internal keys. When someone can see you and say, oh, that's the dialogue, that's what you're telling yourself. You're still telling yourself what your mom said to you when you were 9, or you're still saying that thing that your coworker told you, or you're still repeating that one like heartbreak, like you're still telling yourself that story. Wait, I'm hearing it. It's not real. I'm just reminding you that's not real. And to have someone to be able to like hear the subtleties and to remind you and say, wait, that was just a story. You can let that go. Let's bring this better story in. The truth is, you're so beautiful. You're so remarkable. And your beauty is not about your physical outfit. It's not about, there's some hair. Your beauty is about your soul sparkling, this essence that like vibrates and comes through from you. That's your radiance. That's your beauty. That's your key. That's your love. That's your joy. That's what gets to come through. And when you have someone that can be this like detective to hear that and feel that and keep like fine tuning that, so much power turns on from you. There is something so remarkable that turns on from you when you have someone that reflects back to you, hey, you're not broken. There's nothing wrong. Like those are aspects that make you magical. Those are the reasons why you're adorable. When someone can feel that and hear that, the electrical current turns back on. They reconnect with oneness. They reconnect with the stream of creation and they say, wait, you're right. I can create this. I can say this. I can do this thing. Why did I think that I couldn't? Right? Because it's just one switch. You can or you can't. You can or you can't. And if you consistently, every day, tune up and strengthen the voice of I can, that becomes your predominant dialogue. Your predominant internal dialogue, which is essentially like wishes and commands that you're casting, like spells that you're casting on yourself. And then the dialogue that you blast outward, spells that you're casting outward, right? In, out, in, out. And the strongest spell wins. The strongest one that's like the consistent conversation. Yeah, this is gonna work. Yeah, this is gonna work. Yes, I can make this happen. Oh my gosh, it is happening. It is happening. That vibration begins to turn on. The dreamer is like, let's make this happen. And as the dreamer turns on the force field, the dream space starts to rearrange itself and sparkles and mirrors something back to you that's different. So really, the whole process is about shifting and updating the rules inside of your own imagination. What are you telling yourself? What are you saying? Yeah, you're allowed to have this. No, you can't have this. Like, what are those tiny rules, right? And the sooner you can begin to explore this, the sooner you can have a more expansive life. Because what if the entire world is yourself? And if the entire world is yourself, and it's just this simple, like, are you allowed to have this or not? Yes, you can have this, or no, you can't have this. If there's something that you've been wanting to manifest and you still haven't experienced it, where are you creating separation with it versus oneness? The moment you create oneness with it, it becomes a vibrational match, connection to you. Something inside of you says, yeah, I can have that. Yeah, I'm allowed to have that. Yeah, me too. And so once you say that, that connection begins to spark. It begins to happen. So that was my very long invitation into the Blossom Keys Mastermind. We have a 6-month option. We have a 12-month option. I am more of your energetics queen. I'll be tuning in with a modality. I have like 20 modalities that I know, but one is called Body Talk, and it's a consciousness-based healing system. So essentially we are tuning into the quantum. We're looking at particles, we're looking at light, ribbons, colors, nutrients, things that your force field may need. We could bring that in. We're going to help you be more future focused, draw more energy from the future. And as we draw more energy from the future, we can sparkle light into the past, update a lot of past identities. At the same time, we're both like training your identity to evolve, but also we're getting your system to get fueled from your own light of soul. So that means you're operating from like a higher perspective. Like you're actually seeing if you can bring in the divine codes and like allow that to express through you. So we play in a lot of realms. And what's really special about this round is we're going to have Carly, our marketing expert, marketing queen, and she has done some really fabulous things with companies. She's taken one company from 22 million to 44 million and just like adjusting, updating the marketing and the conversations. So I'm really, really excited about this round. So we're going to be looking at all the different aspects of your beautiful business matrix and seeing, okay, what can we update for you in your own identity role? Are there ways that we can support you with having more fun in your life? Like, how can you write the same content but come from a different space? Like, how does your content become more magnetic? How do your conversations become more magnetic? How does your energy field become more attractive? Like, what's the polarity? What's like the sexual tension polarity that happens in your personal style of sales, right? So we're gonna be like charging up that, and Carly's gonna come in, look at the marketing, sparkle it up. You can also hire her for like extra pieces. She can build out your funnels, she can build out your branding. Like, we're gonna have so much fun over the next 6 months, over the next 12 months. And whether you're starting your very first project, or if you already have an existing offer and you want to fine tune it and you're ready to level up, I will say this is probably not for someone who's never like built a business at all, or never, it's really for someone that's like in their leadership and they want to fine tune their leadership. Like, they've already been leading for a while. They may realize they're operating a little bit too much in the masculine. They want to step more into the feminine. Or maybe like their systems are working, but they want to fine tune it. They know they want to evolve. They want a different type of client. So that's what this mastermind is really, really great for. It's your stuff works. You know it's gonna work, but now you're ready to do it even better. It's a fine tuning process. It's like, I want to feel even more yummy with this. Like, or I have created businesses, and this is going to be my first online offer, but like, I know how to lead myself. Like, I know how to write, I know how to create. Like, I'm excited about this. Like, I feel confident I can build this. This is for a really like high level, active, engaged type of woman who's like she's ready for her next embodiment level. So that's where we're playing at. If you feel like that is you, let me know. I'm so excited. This is going to be an amazing journey. And if you have any questions, you can always email me, love@samanthablossom.com. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited you're here. And I feel like us creating magic is what changes the world. So I will see you soon, and we will continue this conversation. Have the most beautiful, magical, sparkly day.